Hi, Cancer. Welcome to my channel. This is the Rockstar Coach. I'm here with your love and relationships reading. This is a general reading for the sign of Cancer, wherever that falls in your birth chart. As a reminder, I do offer personal readings. So if you are interested in that, just check out the link in my bio. And if you have ordered one and have not seen your reading yet, check your junk mail, as sometimes they like to get stuck there. So let's get into it. Today I am pulling from the Spirit Animal Oracle, Work Your Light Oracle, the Soul's Journey lesson cards, and of course, as always, ending the reading with the Power of Surrender cards. So Cancer, let's get into it. Spirit, what do you have for Cancer for love and relationships? I'm just hearing the word peace. I'm not sure if you are at peace or if you need to be at peace. I feel like they want one more. So just glancing at these cards that just popped out, it looks like they're calling you to be at peace. There we go. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cancer, what has gone on with you and your relationships recently? We've got regret, pride, guilt. So, wow. You let pride get in the way. It feels to me like you lost a relationship, like you left a relationship or someone left you. And it was partially due to your pride. You didn't want to compromise. You didn't want to apologize. You didn't want to change your ways in the way that your partner was requesting you to, or that they needed you to. And it might have been something that you felt very strongly about in the moment, and you were very passionate about it in the moment. And looking back on it, and this could be recently, this could be actually quite some time may have passed, but you are now understanding that the things that you were holding on to were actually not that imperative, not that important. You didn't need to stick your foot in the sand. You didn't need to draw that line, because you are seeing things from a different perspective now that you're on the other side of it. And so there is regret and there is guilt there. So it's no surprise that the energy of peace came in. This is a call for you to receive peace. This is a call for you to allow yourself peace, because right now it feels like you're kind of torturing yourself with this guilt and regret. And so Spirit is saying, you know, it's not too late. And while it may be too late in that relationship, it's not too late to see things from a different point of view and not live in the same pattern, not live in the same energy, not make the same choices that you made. Okay. And I'm being very particular about my words, because they are saying it was not a mistake. Okay. It was a learning experience. And though, yes, you feel regret, yes, you feel guilt, and yes, you feel as if it was more your actions that led to the breakup, it feels as if it was the right thing, because the relationship you're actually meant to be in is coming. And had you stayed in that relationship, you wouldn't get the benefit, the blessing of what's to come. Not that that was necessarily a negative relationship, but those were some things that you needed to learn in order for you to shift and heal some things in your own personal life, that now that that is healed, and now that you are, going to find peace here, Cancer, it will be preparing you for what's coming next. And it's very, very good, I'm feeling. So let's see, let's get some more on that. Now that we know where you're coming from. Yeah, they're really wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Yes, sometimes life does sting, and it does hurt, Cancer. I would say that I'm sorry that you're going through this. However, I rarely say I'm sorry for things that people go through, because we are all on our own journey. Am I sorry that you had to learn in that way? Sure. It would have been probably much easier and nicer had you been able to learn it in a different way. But the reality is, this is the way that you needed to learn it, because now it's going to stick. You're not going to do those same things. You're not going to make those same choices, because you have grown. You have learned. It's like I'm hearing you've learned your lesson. Spirit, what other messages do you have around love and relationships for Cancer, possibly for what's coming in or what needs to be healed? Thank you. Seeing two more. Is it from this deck? Take this one first. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. So I'm just hearing, don't jump in to the next relationship. Don't jump in to the next relationship. So even though you may, I'm hearing desperately want a relationship. I feel like that's all they wanted on there. And of course, this isn't for all of you Cancers, but it feels like, yes, many of you are really wanting this. Don't jump in, because you want to take things slow, right? Slow and steady wins the race. This next time, Cancer, take your time. Take your time cultivating that relationship, because there's no rush. There's no reason to jump into moving in together or getting engaged, getting married, right? There's not even a rush to be exclusive, is what I'm hearing. It's like, just get to know someone on that really like fun, non-committal level. And it doesn't mean that you're going out dating a bunch of people, or that they are. It just means that you haven't defined it. You haven't put a label on it, because once you put a label on something, it feels like it shifts, right? The energy shifts. And Cancer, this next one is long term. This next one is meant to be, it's like, it's meant to go the distance, whatever that means for you. And So number one, there's no rush. And number two, you want to make sure that you have a good, strong, solid foundation. You want to make sure that you're not rushing into something just because you want love, because it's all there for you. It's all there. You don't have to put a label on it. Some of you are feeling pressure to get married, start a family. And while that's understandable, it may be coming from family, or it may just be coming from, social, like all your friends are getting married and they're having children, and, maybe biological clock is ticking, whether male or female, right? But what I'm feeling is, because that's what you want, you must take your time and make sure, because there's no guarantee that it will actually go the distance if you don't have that strong foundation, if you don't know how someone is in different circumstances. So really take your time to get to know them, ask deep questions, be with them in different situations. Have them around your family, have them around your friends. Really, and not that you need to take others' opinions for it, but you're going to know. You're going to know if the next person that you are interested in is the one to go the distance with, if you give it time. And if you don't, you might rush into something that's not the one. It's not the one that you were meant to go the distance with, because I'm not feeling that for all of you it's going to be the next person that you meet that you're interested in that's the relationship for you. So it could be that, if you jump in, you might be jumping in with the wrong person. So take your time, because you see clearly now. You have lived through this guilt and regret. So you see clearly now. You understand now what not to let happen. You understand now how to communicate better with a partner. You understand now what's important to you and what really doesn't need to cause drama. Now is a lucky time. There you go, Cancer. There's your relief. It is coming. They are here. They are coming. So continue to keep the faith. Actually, it feels more like there's not a really continuance of faith. It feels like you had lost some faith. But after this reading, your faith is going to be restored. This is all behind you. This is now, okay? This is now. Now is a lucky time. What do we have here? We can go to the Work Your Light. Spirit, more. Thank you. Messages for Cancer around love and relationships. And, there may be some of you that are saying, well, I'm already in a relationship, so what does this mean for me? What this means for you is you've also, you've had some regrets. You've had some things that have caused turmoil in your relationship. And not all of them were because of you, Cancer. So don't take this in a way that is like pointing the finger at you. Yes, you played a part in it, for sure, but not all of it is on you. But you are seeing where you could have done some things differently to have a different outcome. So whether that means, just arguments or separation or toxicity, all of that can be in a current relationship. And then for some of you, I'm also seeing this in the family. And some is with children. And some is with like family members, like parents or siblings. Yeah, not really further out than that. I'm not seeing it. But, if it's children, you regret some things, you're feeling guilty for some things, that because they didn't turn out the way that you had hoped. Not necessarily that you had expectations that were unrealistic, but it feels like for some of you, you kept a really tight rein, and it feels like some of those children kind of, in your mind, went off the deep end, right? They rebelled. And so there's guilt and regret around that because your pride said, I want to keep up appearances, right? I want my children to be successful. I want them to be, what society would accept as normal and good and positive, and, um, look up to them, et cetera, et cetera. And that really isn't for us to decide, even as parents. Every soul has their own journey. And just because you brought them into this world on the earthly plane does not give you, sorry, it does not give you the right or obligation to put them in any sort of box. I'm just channeling this, so forgive me for the silence. Yeah. In the family, there can be family discord for, goodness, a plethora of reasons, right? I mean, people can get sideways. And it feels like, for those of you with the family issue, it's like there's been some maturing on your part, and you've seen where it really didn't need to get to that point. It didn't need to go that far. You really want to restore those relationships. And it's possible. It's absolutely possible. It is not too late in those family relationships, okay? Yeah, all right. Let's see what this is. Trust the niggle. One of the other signs just got the same card. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So what is it? What is it in your heart, in your mind, in your gut? What's your intuition trying to get you to see or know or understand? And I'm just going back to, you see clearly now, owl spirit. Take some time, and I'm really feeling like some of you need to take some time and journal, or just be by yourself in nature and go inside, go deep with yourself and ask those tough questions of yourself. What can I do differently? Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah, this is what's coming. So once you go in, go deep, really take a look inside and ask yourself the questions that are coming up, you really are having an awakening. And this is going to really help you in your relationships, because that maturity that I was talking about, that's happening. That's happening here. And because you are evolving into an even more mature human, your relationships will shift. And they will all shift for the better. Even if some of the relationships that you have fall away. I'm seeing some friendships fall away, and this is not a bad thing. This is actually a very good thing. And some of you are saying, thank God, because I'm ready to make a change in some of my relationships. Well, it's coming, but it starts with you, Cancer. Okay? Let's get our last card. Power of Surrender. What does Cancer need to surrender or surrender to when it comes to love and relationships? Yeah. Okay. Surrender the drama. Yes. I think this one speaks for itself based on what we have had come through here today. And then surrender to setting limits. I feel like there's one more that wants to come through too. Surrender to setting limits. This is boundaries, right? This is, you see clearly now. You see where perhaps the boundary